What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Jay, coming at you with another Splatter Talk Cinema video. In this video series, I'm going to be highlighting the true backbone of the horror genre. What is that, you ask? Get ready to find out what one of the strongest pillars to a horror film is right after this intro. Everyone knows there are certain rules to go by while being in a horror film. Don't have sex, don't go in the woods, zero drug use, and never tell someone you'll be right back, etc. The Scream franchise has taught us that very well. Us horror fans also know that in the horror films, you need to have one, sometimes multiple, standout performances who best the evil plaguing the town, the house, or even the psychiatric ward. The person, male or female, being the last one standing. Ladies and gentlemen, I am talking about what people have deemed the final girl. In this series, I'll be covering different individuals who survive their attackers and manage to live, but sometimes die, in the future installments. Throughout the history of horror, there's been that one person to get the upper hand on the demons, zombies, critters, brutes, and goblins of the genre. The one person whom at first seems oblivious, finding the courage to stand up to his or her antagonist and vanquish them by the end of the movie. As they witness their closest friends and family perish, they find the courage and the fortitude necessary to end the madness. For now. Today's episode is going to cover the final girl blueprint. The woman who established the term and made it popular. That final girl is Jamie Lee Curtis's Laurie Strode. Laurie Strode was first brought to us in the Deborah Hill written and John Carpenter directed Halloween in 1978. Laurie is a 17-year-old teenage female student who becomes targeted by a serial killer, The Shape, on Halloween night. It is not known to Laurie that back in 1963, the person who is stalking her killed his older sister Judith when he was just 6 years old and has spent the last 15 years at the Smiths Grove Sanitarium for his actions. The Shape, Michael Myers, managed to escape his confines to make his way back to Haddonfield on Halloween. That same night, Laurie was tasked to babysit Tommy Doyle. She continues to see Michael watching her and becomes worried. Her friends Annie and Linda both brush off the concerns. That same night, Annie and Linda are both killed across the street from where Laurie's babysitting Tommy. Growing concerned, Laurie goes to investigate and stumbles across the dead bodies of her friends before being attacked by Michael himself. Barely escaping with her life, Laurie runs back to where Tommy is, with Michael following. She manages to fend off Michael just enough for Tommy and Lindsay to escape, screaming while getting the attention of Dr. Sam Loomis, played by Donald Pleasance. While in the house, Laurie is then saved by Dr. Loomis. Dr. Loomis is and has been Michael's psychiatrist at the Smiths Grove Sanitarium for years. With his trusty revolver, Dr. Loomis shoots Michael as he puts his mask back on. After 5 more shots, Michael falls off of the balcony of the house and is presumed dead. After tending to a crying Laurie, he goes to investigate to find the Shape. Gone. We are left with the sinister theme music and a crying Laurie. In the sequel, Halloween 2, which takes place on the same night into the early morning, November 1st, 1978, Laurie is taken to the Haddonfield Memorial Hospital where she spends most of this film recovering from her wounds from the earlier film. She learns who the person is trying to kill her and dreams of her mom telling her she was adopted and visiting Michael when they were children. After waking up and roaming the halls of the hospital, she is reunited with the masked maniac who tries to kill her again. While this is going on, Dr. Loomis discovers Laurie is indeed Michael's sister and is adopted after the murder of her parents.
That girl, that Strode girl, that's Michael Myers' sister.
Realizing Michael is after Laurie again, he rushes to the hospital to find them. Laurie shoots Michael in the eyes, blinding him, while Loomis causes an explosion, allowing Laurie to escape. and engulfed in flames, Michael stumbles out of the room before finally collapsing. The traumatized Laurie Strode and Jimmy are transferred to another hospital. Laurie doesn't show up in subsequent sequels until Halloween H2O. In this movie, Laurie has faked her death, changed her name to Carrie Tate, and started working as the headmistress of a California private school. She is now an alcoholic, still haunted by the memories of Michael Myers. She also has a son, John, played by Josh Hartnett. Her fear becomes reality when Michael Myers resurfaces on Halloween and murders 2 of John's classmates. After making sure John and his girlfriend are safe, Carrie, Laurie Strode, decides to stop running and faces Michael Myers head on. She defeats Michael. Not believing he's dead, she decapitates him, ending the movie. We see Laurie again in the next installment, Halloween Resurrection. It is revealed the person Laurie killed in H2O was not Michael Myers. During the climax of the previous film, Michael intentionally puts his mask on a paramedic and crushes his voice box so he couldn't talk. This drives Laurie insane, causing her to become an inmate at the Grace Anderson Sanitarium, where she's believed to be in a catatonic state. Actually, she's preparing for the return of her brother Michael Myers. When Michael returns, she lures him to the rooftop of the sanitarium. Michael falls for the trap and is subdued, hanging upside down in the trap set for him. As Laurie goes to cut the rope holding Michael over the edge of the building, he triggers Laurie's PTSD. Doubting herself, she goes to take off the mask, only to be grabbed as the rope breaks, sending both of them over the edge. Hanging onto the rope, Michael stabs Laurie in the back, killing our final girl, watching her lifeless body fall into the trees below. This would be the last time we would see Jamie Lee Curtis, Laurie Strode, in this timeline. Laurie Strode's history in the Halloween franchise has become very convoluted due to the recent Halloween trilogy brought by Blumhouse, David Gordon Green, and Danny McBride. This trilogy picks up after the events of Halloween 1978. The events of Halloween 2 through Resurrection completely wiped out. The storyline of Laurie being the younger sister to Michael is quickly thrown out the window, leaving Michael's motives to kill Laurie unknown. In the 2018 requel, Michael Myers is apprehended after the events of the 1978 film. It is established that Michael Myers was locked away in the Smiths Grove Sanitarium for 40 years. Like Halloween H2O, Laurie now suffers from PTSD due to the events which took place in 1978 and has been training and preparing herself for the next time the Shape decides to show up. She has been divorced twice, became an alcoholic while losing custody of her daughter, Karen, played by Judy Greer. After deciding to transport Michael to another psychiatric hospital, the bus crashes, allowing Michael to escape and head for Haddonfield to embark on yet another killing spree. Michael is taken to Laurie Strode's home by the deranged and unsettling psychiatrist, Dr. Sertan. Due to his lust to know why Michael thirsts for Laurie Strode, it has been his life's work. Laurie and Michael engage in battle, severely injuring him, but getting stabbed in the stomach in the process and pushed over the balcony. When Michael goes to check on her, she's gone, just like Michael did in the original movie. After a final battle, Laurie traps Michael in the basement as they set the house ablaze, hitchhiking to safety and ending this movie. The next time we see Laurie in the Blumhouse timeline, her, Karen, and Allison have escaped Michael in the back of a truck as the house burns. While driving away, the heroine sees emergency vehicles rushing in the direction of the fire. Laurie is rushed to the hospital while firefighters go to put out the flames. In this 2021 rendition, Laurie is bedridden in the hospital while the people of Haddonfield discover Michael is on the loose and on another killing spree. There are multiple times Laurie gets up and wants to join the hunt, but is unable to do so. It is up to Allison, Tommy Doyle, and the rest of Haddonfield to finally put an end to Michael Myers. Evil dies tonight.
Evil dies tonight!
Evil dies tonight!
All right, everybody.
After cornering Michael in the streets, the people of Haddonfield start to gang up on him, shooting him, stabbing him, and hitting him with blunt objects. This was not enough to kill Michael, though. Instead, he gets to his feet and kills everyone that's a part of the mob, including Tommy Doyle and Sheriff Brackett, who is now a hospital security guard. The movie ends with Karen dying and Laurie making a vow to come for Michael. Laurie Strode is the quintessential definition of the final girl. The role was played brilliantly by Jamie Lee Curtis in 1978, 1981, 1998, 2018, and 2021, with the finale coming in 2022. She has shown other slasher franchises the template on what a final girl should be. Over the years, we've witnessed Laurie's vulnerability, as well as her tenacity and determination to rid the world of the Shape. With Halloween Ends slated to be released to theaters on October 14, 2022, will Laurie be able to reach deep down and find the strength to kill Michael Myers once and for all? Only time will tell. We appreciate you tuning in to Splatter Talk Cinema Reviews. If you like the content, don't hesitate to hit that like button and comment down below who your favorite final girl of a slasher horror film is. If you're new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button, as it helps the channel a bunch. Hit the bell so you don't miss anything Splatter Talk, and share the channel with a friend who loves horror. And don't miss out on our next commentary, which is going to be Pumpkinhead. So make sure you tune into that. With all that being said, this is your boy Jay, Splatter Talk Cinema Review. It's a wrap.